This is the Jackery HomePower 3000 portable power station, and I've been using it as a quiet, indoor-first backup for outages and everyday protection. My authentic first impression. It feels like a home appliance, not a camping toy. The promise is simple: 3,072 watts of LiFePO4 battery storage, 3,600 watts continuous output with a 7,200 watt surge, and a UPS that kicks in fast enough to keep work and daily life uninterrupted. I got it to handle power bumps, keep my fridge cold, and let me sleep without worrying about noise or fumes. Let me talk about shape and feel first, because that sets expectations. It's compact for what it holds. About 16.4 by 12.8 by 12 inches and 59.5 pounds. The casing is matte gray with orange accents, and it looks clean sitting in a corner. The handles are molded and deep, and I can get a firm grip, but there are no wheels, so I plan its spot and leave it there. It's portable in the I can move it if I have to way, not in the carry it around the yard all afternoon way. The build feels dense and sturdy, with a solid, non-hollow touch. On the front, everything's easy to reach. Multiple AC outlets, a TT30 RV port, USB-C and USB-A, a DC outlet, and a bright display. I like that the ports are all on the front, so I can push it against the wall and still plug everything in. The display is bold and clear, showing battery percentage, input, output, and a time estimate to full or empty. It's the kind of info that reduces stress during outages. The fans are quiet, more like a gentle whoosh than a whine, and most of the time I don't notice them. I keep the unit indoors. It's not meant to sit in the rain, though the panels can handle outdoor use. From my experience, setup was quick. No assembly, no oil, no fuss. I plugged it into the wall and saw the input jump right away. AC charging is fast. I've recharged it in about 2.2 hours from low to full, which is great when utility power comes back for a short window. The UPS feature is the star for me. I tested it by running my desktop and modem through the Jackery, then pulling the wall plug. No flicker, no crash, no reconnect delay. That /20 millisecond switchover works as advertised. I've also tied it into a manual transfer switch with a 30A cable to energize a couple of household circuits, fridge, lights, and networking, so I don't have extension cords draped everywhere. I just make sure not to exceed the 3,600 watt limit across the whole panel. On real loads, it performs like a beefy household outlet with a big battery behind it. A full-size fridge cycles on and off. In my home, I've seen it run a refrigerator for about 1 to 2 days, depending on door openings and room temperature. A CPAP without humidifier sips power. I can stretch almost a week of sleep from the battery. And with humidifier on, I still get several nights. My work-from-home setup, a laptop, monitor, and router, barely dents the capacity, and I can work for days. Space heaters and microwaves are doable, but I watch the wattage. With 3,600 watt continuous and pure sine wave output, it handles tools and kitchen gear just fine. And the surge rating gives me confidence with compressors starting up. Solar is straightforward. With the two 200-watt panels, I typically see around 300 to 360 watts midday in good conditions. On a clear day, that gets me to around 80% in roughly 8 to 9 hours, which lines up with my experience and the spec. It supports much higher solar input if you expand the array, thanks to the built-in MPPT controller. But with 2 panels, I treat it as a steady top-off rather than a fast refill. Heat and clouds matter. On very hot days, output from panels drops and the unit protects itself by limiting intake, so I don't expect lab numbers outside. The app is clean and helpful once paired. I like seeing live input and output, toggling AC or DC groups from my phone, and getting a quick glance at remaining time. One quirk I ran into: scheduling for time of use charging isn't as smooth as I want. In my case, it charged on schedule but didn't always switch to battery at the set time without nudging, so I used a smart plug on the wall side as a workaround. I hope a firmware update improves that logic because the hardware feels ahead of the software. Key features that matter to me start with the battery chemistry. LiFePO4 means safer, more stable cells and long life. Jackery rates it for 4,000 cycles to 70% capacity. In my opinion, that's the right choice for a home unit that might sit for weeks and then work hard during an outage. The power is serious. 3,600 watt continuous, pure sine wave, and a 7,200 watt surge. That's why my fridge, networking gear, and kitchen appliances behave like they're on normal power. The UPS is the silent hero, Keeping my PC alive during blips has already saved me from a reboot during an upload. Fast AC charging is huge when I'm racing the next storm. I also love the front layout, the simple port buttons, and the time to empty estimator. They reduce guesswork and make it feel like an appliance, not a science project. It's quiet enough that I can sleep with it powering a CPAP and a fan, which wouldn't be possible with a gas generator. From my experience, it's also nice that there's a TT30 port for RV use. I plugged a Van Shore power cord straight in and it just worked. A couple of things I wish were different. At 59.5 pounds with no wheels, moving it isn't fun. I can lift it to a bench, but I don't want to carry it far, so I keep a small dolly nearby. It won't charge below freezing, like most lithium units, so in winter I keep it inside. Solar with only 2 panels is steady rather than speedy. That's not a flaw, just a reality to plan around. The scheduling bug I mentioned means I avoid relying on automation for now. And the capacity is fixed. You can't snap on extra batteries later, so buy the size you actually need. It's perfect for people who need indoor safe backup without fumes or noise. Homeowners, renters with limited outdoor space, parents who want the fridge and the internet up during storms, and folks with medical devices who need reliable, clean power. If you move power around a lot, you might prefer a model with wheels. If you want to arbitrage utility rates, the hardware can do it, but I'd wait for a software update or keep a manual workflow. If you already use solar, you may be eligible for a 30% residential clean energy credit when used with panels, but I'd confirm details with your utility and tax advisor. I'd recommend this for anyone prioritizing safety, silence, and strong output in a compact footprint. Key features that sold me are the Life PO4 longevity, the 3600-watt pure sine wave inverter, the /20 millisecond UPS, clear display, fast AC charging, and the TT30 RV port. From my experience, it's been reliable, easy to live with, and quiet enough to forget it's there until I need it. In conclusion, the Jackery HomePower 3000 feels like a dependable home appliance built for modern outages. It trades wheels for longevity and compactness, and that's a trade I'm happy with. It keeps my essentials humming, it charges quickly, and it stays quiet when the house is already tense from bad weather. If your goal is practical, indoor safe backup that you can trust, this is the one I'd keep plugged in and ready. To learn more about the Jackery HomePower 3000 portable power station, please check the comments section. Thank you for watching.